Hi, I'm Sue Daley and I'm so excited. I'm now the ambassador for PFAFF Sewing Machines for Australia, and I'm so pleased and honoured to be a part of that. So going forward, we're going to be releasing a series of videos called Pfaffing Around, and I hope you'll join me. We're going to be making simple projects, maybe some easy piecing, and just moving through from simple to more experienced. And to kick the whole series of videos off, I'm going to start with a cot sheet. Now, for some of you guys out there, you know, we can easily walk into a store and purchase a cot sheet, but for other young mums, they want to have everything coordinated. So the beauty of this is you can choose whatever fabric you want and you can coordinate the whole child's room around the bedding. So all you'll need is 68 inches or 1.75 meters of fabric, which I've got here. You need to fold it in half, cut the selvages off, and then fold it in half again so that all of our raw edges are together. So we have all of our raw edges into the corner here. And what we're going to do is cut a 9-inch square out of that corner. So a 9 inches this way and a 9 inches down here. So take your ruler. If you have a square ruler, it's probably a little easier. But I'm just going to use my long ruler today. I'm just going to cut, and remember, this is not a quilt, it's only a cot sheet, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect like you're piecing a quilt together. I'll turn that around because that's not appropriate. So we've just cut a 9-inch square out of the middle, and we're going to keep those because later on in another YouTube video I'm going to show you how to put those together to make something else to coordinate into the bedroom. So what we've got here is a big piece of fabric, and as you can see we have squares cut out of all of the corners. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. If you have an overlocker, you can just simply put right sides together and sew down the edges from there to there. If you don't have an overlocker and you'd like some nice neat seams, then my suggestion would be, and it's what I do, even though I have an overlocker, what I do is I do a French seam. So I would put my wrong sides together and I would sew from here down to here. So I'm just going to do that for you. So I'll just pin that in place. Don't you love that little scissor thing, the gadget on this machine just cuts it all off. Turn it in so that your right sides are facing together, and then we're just going to sew that seam again. And there we have a French seam. So when you open it up, everything is all enclosed into the seam. You might have a few stray threads there, we can chop them off later. And we do that on all 4 sides. So now that we've done the French seam, we're going to open it back out, and you can see how neat that is, so you don't get any fraying on the inside. Particularly when you're pulling this down over the mattress, you don't want those seams fraying at the back there. Now what we'll do is we'll go and we'll continue along and we'll do the rest of the sheet and finish the other 3 sides. So we'll do French seams on all of those. So remember, French seam is wrong sides together first and then right sides together. So now you can see that I've done all 4 sides with a French seam all the way around, and we have just looks like a fitted sheet without elastic in it right now, and it is going to become a fitted sheet. So all you need to do now, there's 2 ways you can do this as well. If you have an overlocker, you can simply put your elastic in here and stretch it and sew it around with an overlocking seam and then turn it and sew the edge down. However, for people that don't have an overlocker, there's a lot of people out there that don't, we're simply going to turn and turn and make a casing for our elastic. So we're just going to turn it over about 1/4 inch and turn again about 1/2 inch and simply pin that. And if you're an avid sewer, you can probably do this without pinning, but if you're not, if you're just a beginner, then just pop some pins in there and you pin that all the way around and you would make a casing for your elastic. Now when you're sewing this, you need to leave a little space so that when you thread your elastic through, you're going to thread it through and then comes out the other end, and then you can sew your elastic off. So once you've done all that, sew around all the way around, and it's as simple as that. So when you've done that, we end up with our gorgeous little cot sheet, all finished, ready to go on a cot, and it's as simple as that. I get, my guess, you would take it at the very most probably an hour to make a cot sheet. If you're really quick, you'd probably do one in half an hour. But the thing is, for young mums and grandmothers that are trying to coordinate babies' nurseries and things, this is a great way to start. You start with your cot sheets and you can pull your colours in to finish off decorating the whole nursery. In my next new YouTube video, I'm going to show you how to make a pillowcase. So we'll make it with the same coordinating fabrics, and so at the end of it we'll have a cot sheet and we'll have a pillow, and then we'll have a little throw pillow as well. So stay tuned and I'll see you next time.